When I was 7 was the first time I can remember thinking that I wanted to die. And as the years went on, the torment just grew more and more. I had so much hopelessness, depression. I was suicidal for years. I had crazy anxiety attacks. I had crippling self-hatred. My emotions kept me locked up and paralyzed, and I was so broken.
And I grew up in a home that was verbally, physically, and emotionally abusive, and oftentimes neglectful in a lot of ways. And what that really led to inside of our marriage was a lot of explosions.
We lived a lot of our lives surviving, and the only way that we were going to be able to make it together is if we could figure out how to thrive. And so we went on a journey. I'd been doing inner healing and counseling my whole life because I was a mess. But what we realized is that there were a few keys that all the stuff I had done up to that had never hit on. And it was stuff that unlocked my heart in a way where I actually got to step out of what had been so normal to me and begin to experience joy and hope and love. As these pillars and these keys began to unlock us, they started unlocking the people around us also.
Because freedom and health is contagious.
It is.
And it bleeds over into families and friends all around you. My family was completely shattered as a child, but put back together better than it ever could have been through this process.
And so we had a friend who was just a good friend of ours, and she would hang out with us. And after hanging out with us for a little bit, she went home to where she was from, and all of her family and friends said, "What has happened? You are a different human being."
And all she could do is really point her transformation back to her time in connecting with us.
And so she came back, she started intentionally paying us, and her life transformed even more.
And it began to pour over into her other relationships.
And so then her friends, after she began intentionally working with us, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to meet with them too."
So eventually what happened is we started having these giant waiting lists in such a way that I think for you, you had up to 3 years.
There was a 3-year waiting list at one point. I was like, I want to see people free. I want to see as many people get as much help as possible. And so we began training other people and launching them into their businesses. But then we hit another snag.
After all these people we had launched in their businesses, now they have waiting lists. So out of that was birthed this idea of creating something that could reach so many more people.
So we created the Living Fully Alive course last year, and we had hundreds of people go through it, and we saw dramatic breakthroughs in them personally, in their family, in their story. This is a course where we go over basically the keys that were dropped into our life that unlocked it. And we've had so many people that we've met with who are like, we've seen counselors for years, we've done inner healing for years, but as soon as we got some of those pivotal concepts, our whole life changed.
And so what we're even seeing now is people walking away on the other side of the Living Fully Alive class. They're literally coming back to us saying, "This healed and restored my entire marriage. This saved my family. This healed me from suicide and depression."
So whether you just know, like, I'm tired of surviving, I know there has to be more for life, I want to enjoy life more, I want to thrive, I want to come alive, or if you actually work with people.
If you're a pastor, a counselor, someone who's deliberately working with people and wanting to help bring more freedom in their world, this is a perfect course for you to get the foundational tools that, again, were pivotal in our journey.
So join the movement to learn how to live fully alive and sign up now!
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 Now!